Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really great. This is Humphrey, and today we have a really fun video idea. We're talking about the 25 things that I don't buy anymore. Now, I don't really consider myself a minimalist per se, but I would say because I started tracking my expenses 6 years ago, I track everything, by the way, that I've just become a little bit more conscious about where I spend my money, and there are things that I no longer need or I just found cheaper alternatives for, and I just wanted to make a video explaining what those things are and why I do things the way I do things. I hope that you guys can get something out of this list of things that I don't buy anymore, and maybe you can apply it to your daily lives. I do consider myself a financial minimalist though. That's kind of just off topic, but I don't really have a large variation of equities in my portfolio, but I'll probably save that video topic for another video. So if you'd like to see that, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and to hit the like button on this video because it really helps. So yeah, I hope that you guys really enjoy this video. Leave me a comment with the stuff that you used to buy that you no longer buy anymore. I'd like to hear from you guys, all of you guys, and it could be for whatever reason that's out there. So let's get on with the video. And the first thing that I don't buy anymore are spiral bound notebooks. You know what I'm talking about. These are the notebooks that you bought in college and you would, scribble down a few notes here and there. And I generally would never actually use the entire notebook. What I found was I would just use like 4 or 5 pages and then just stack my notebook somewhere and clutter would build up. These days, if I do have notes, I'm just gonna use like a digital service, like for example, my iCloud notes, or little like notepads that I can just write a quick to-do on. The second thing I no longer buy is bottled water, and this is pretty obvious. It's pretty bad for the environment to always use a single-use plastic bottle, and I've opted for reusable bottles such as this one right here. This is a 40-ounce Yeti, and it was quite expensive because I overpaid for the brand, but I'll use something like that, and that'll save me a lot of money on bottled water, and it also saves the environment, so that's a win-win. The third thing I don't spend money on anymore are band t-shirts or concert t-shirts that you get whenever you go and see a concert. Now, I have bought concert t-shirts in the past, and typically I'm disappointed because I only wear them once or twice, and it's really cool for the time being, but then I end up finding that I just don't really get around to wearing them. So no longer do I buy concert t-shirts. The fourth thing I don't buy anymore is half and half creamer for my coffee. Actually, I have an iced coffee here, and I just put regular coffee in there with 2% milk, and I use 2% milk for my cereal in the morning. For some of you guys that watch a lot of my TikTok and my other YouTube videos, you'll know that I have like a huge thing for Raisin Bran. I have it almost every morning, and so I just use milk in my coffee, and I don't really have to buy half and half anymore. The fifth thing that I don't buy anymore are digital goods. I used to spend a lot of money on like, in-app purchases or in-game skins, for example, for video games like Fortnite, but no longer do I buy those because I just realized, hey, you're spending money for something that doesn't really exist. I mean, they're just pixels on a screen. So the more that I can get away from that, the more responsible I feel. The sixth thing that I don't buy anymore is cheap IKEA decor. You'll know what I'm talking about when you go to IKEA. They usually have some sort of big canvas type of board that looks pretty nice. It's pretty cheap art. It's like 20, 30 bucks. But what I found is it's not really high quality. I'm not really proud to display it. So I just try to stay away from that these days. The next thing that I don't really spend any money on are laptop cases. And I'm talking about those cases that are shells that go onto your laptop. I find them to be rather clunky, and they don't really protect my laptop in any way because I'm not very, clumsy with my laptop. I tend to leave my laptop at home, and when I do travel with it, I am very, very careful. So I do not need a laptop case. The eighth thing that I don't spend my money on anymore is cable TV. This one's pretty obvious. You don't really need cable anymore with Netflix or Hulu if you have those subscriptions. I personally just use a friend's Netflix and my dad's Hulu account, so I'm pretty golden. I'm pretty golden there, but you don't really need cable TV anymore, and I find that I don't really watch that much TV anymore anyway. The ninth thing that I don't buy are physical calendars. I find that I've moved everything on to a digital calendar. I like to use Google calendars, but I used to buy those little like tearaway calendars, and I found that, yeah, they're kind of like kitschy and kind of cool and kind of like a fun little desk decoration, but really, I just never used them. The 10th thing I'll no longer buy are books that I only read once. If you watch my other video, the 6 dumbest purchases that I've made in my 20s, which I'll try to link up here, you'll know that I bought a Legend of Zelda book that I leafed through one time, and then it just sat on my shelf. And by the way, it's still on my shelf over there. I can go grab it real quick. Give me 1 second. Here we go. The famous Legend of Zelda book I no longer read anymore. Let's just leaf right through this. Well, since I've been filming these YouTube videos, I guess I have read them more than once, so I guess it is kind of necessary. I'm just kidding. Don't buy books that you're not going to read more than once, just simply put. The next thing I no longer buy anymore is the newest